Well, I'm
we're
so
just gonna safeguard.
tired of people ignoring statistics and actually looking up studies. I can't recall who did the study because there's way too much information that we get off the top of our heads, but I think around 4% of the male population was actually found to be somewhat AGP. Now, of that 4%, it's not every man is actually transitioning. This is how you see a lot of like bisexuality actually ends up being like AGP. And there's a lot of different factors that really go into it. But when you kind of realize that, like the numbers and then, the studies that show like the percentage of AGP versus HSTS or, whatever,
Hmm.
it's like, it's just, pe- people love to ignore that. Um, there's literal studies showing it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you at that point. They just are like turning a blind eye to it. It's like the emperor's new clothes. Um,
Yeah, and it
it's bizarre.
like I'm enraged. Like I just can't. And I gave them multiple chances to like call it out, to switch their stance, and to be like, actually, yeah, that's a bit too far. Like,
Uh
okay,
huh.
we're gonna, I support this, but I don't support that. And if you support the abuse of babies, you're so indoctrinated into this ideology, and you just like give these men the
Oh,
benefit of the doubt to the degree that you're
totally.
giving them the benefit of the doubt is a dangerous amount, a disgusting amount. In fact, we can take there hasn't been that many men who have gone this far as essaying babies because of their fetish. That there's actually kind of more of a just of a handful of them, right? In every single circumstance, I don't think I've seen even one circumstance where these men are doing this where it's not obvious to the naked eye that they're doing it for a fetish, because
Oh,
they're on
absolutely.
OnlyFans, like Anomalous
Well,
Naomi on
yeah, look
OnlyFans
at,
with a cow
yes.
costume,
Oh,
talking
and
about how
she,
it turns him on.
yep, and that person was on Twitter uh, promoting his OnlyFans and then, saying things like, oh, I want to be milked like a cow and blah, blah, blah. And I'm doing all this stuff for the purpose of inducing lactation. And then, next thing he's tweeting about is wanting to help breastfeed his girlfriend's baby.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so it's just,
There's no example of it where it's not a fetish. So yeah, we're gonna be ignorant and stupid, and we're gonna be like, well, we don't know for sure. Where's the proof? The proof is that any man who wants to do that needs to be like scrutinized beyond belief. I don't think there's ever like a benign example. And I think most men who aren't disgusting pervs also are like, I won't be doing that. And for
right.
the men who like want to pretend that they're women, not an excuse. Like that is, especially with the autogynephilia running rampant in your community, even if like you weren't an autogynephile and you were just thought that you're a woman because you're fucking stupid and mentally ill or whatever, doesn't mean that you go forward with doing that or condone it, just for the safety, just for the mere safety of the babies, you know, to not condone and normalize something that is so obviously a boundary that is never should be crossed. We should never be condoning essaying babies, you fucking lunatics.
Well, this whole thing, isn't it? Right? And if we were going to evolve something like that, if men were going to evolve it, why didn't they evolve it in the thousands and thousands and thousands of years where infants, weren't able to get anything after their mother passed away during childbirth? We would have evolved it already if men were meant to evolve it. So it's just,
Exactly.
the whole thing is just an absolute, you
It's
know,
creepy beyond belief. And I think that anyone who has even half of an instinct or half of an intuition as far as safeguarding children and babies would not even entertain the idea. It wouldn't even, because some people, they'll be like, oh, it's not nutritious, and it's chemical sludge that are coming out of there. I don't even, that's not even the argument. The argument is that it's paraphilic, that it is fetishistic, that it is like using babies for something. You don't use babies for things. You don't use them. Fucking
yeah.
lunatics.
I mean, it's funny. Like when I was doing the prison arguments and stuff, I got tired of arguing about women that they clearly didn't care. But when I talked about the like children being born and to two incarcerated parents because we're putting men in women's prisons didn't care about that either. Like children they're willing to sacrifice all children to this.
Yeah. They're willing to sacrifice all the vulnerable people, the babies, the children, the women, the LGB, anybody who's vulnerable can just go down the toilet so that their stupid ideology can thrive and flourish. We can just leave our humanity behind, leave our ethics behind, leave our morals behind, leave any safeguarding of the most vulnerable people ever, and just like pretend, just be like, oh, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. They might not be putting their nipple in the baby's mouth for a fetish. It might not be because of that. You fucking pieces of shit. Like, there's nothing that enrages me more than this very topic. Like, and you know, I understand that these people condone mutilating and castrating and cutting off healthy breasts of children. I understand that. But like, you know, a baby, it's too much. It's too much. Yeah, why are you? They're saying I'm sexualizing children. What?
Right.
How is me saying, sir, get your nipple out of that baby's mouth, you fucking sack of shit? How is that me sexualizing a child? That is me protecting a child. You guys are the ones who are pretending this is okay. You guys are the ones who are pretending that doing this to babies is any kind of reasonable thing to do whatsoever under any circumstances.
Imagine being with these kids as an adult and finding out about this. You know? Oh, my dad, used me as a. It's all instant gratification right now. What I want, demand it. Narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah.
It's intolerable.
I'm disgusted beyond belief.
It is. I had a question for you, though. Did you, were you on live with Christy Pandora recently?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that's who he was talking
Hold on,
about. I went off on him.
Let me get away from my Wi-Fi zone here so you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Talking about you. He tried to like totally demonize you about like you telling him not to use female spaces. And I was like, no, you're not. You don't get to do that. You don't get to tell women that they're extremists for, But yeah. But you know what? What's funny is it's just he has so much support.
I know, because the people are so gullible. Sorry, I'm walking outside. People are so gullible to the so-called based AGPs who are like for Daviana and stuff. They're like, if the AGP will say things like,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
no sports, no men in sports, or if they'll say like, well, I believe that I'm a man, but I just like to do this because I have a mental illness. They love that. Like, people just eat that shit up, and it's just like, dude, can you see that he's just an AGP, like running his fetish under the radar of based GC takes?
Yeah, looking for attention anywhere.
Hey Martha, what happened? Because this girl grinds my gears. Like what happened? What did I miss?
Okay, so I don't normally come after people. You know that, right?
I
Like,
know, yeah, that's why I was shocked. And that's because she hits the same senses in my brain.
Yeah, like I generally don't ever call out or have like, I think I've called out Daviana and that's it. Okay, so what happened was they were like, a long story short, they were just condoning breastfeeding like men breastfeeding babies because of their fucking
That's
identity or whatever.
disgusting.
Like, it's just, so I was going off on them. Like, I was like, okay, so you guys are condoning the essay of babies now? Like, that's what you're going to do? This is too far. And then Alex got like totally defensive. I was like, what did I say? What did I say? And it was like, well, Trunkle Packs said that it's okay for men to induce lactation and put their nipples in babies' mouths and use them for their lactation fetishes and whatever other paraphilia they've got. And Alex was just like, basically being like, well, first of all, that's not something to get mad about. And then she also said that, yeah, men lactate. it's a thing, like, as if it's normal
Her
and like
brain is
whatever.
broken. Her brain is broken. Like if even if in their ideology you believe sex and gender is not the same, right? What you're saying is that this man is mimicking, per their ideology, women who pretend to be men, so trans men. Only trans men and cis women under their ideology would be people who are able to produce milk when they get pregnant. So tell me how that is okay. And the studies show that it's just slop.
Yeah.
Slop. That you're harming a baby for a man's sexual fetish, because that's literally what it is.
Yeah, and they kept muting me and dropping me, and I kept like, and then pretending that I'm a coward because every time I was dropped, they're like, "Well, you can come up, you can," and so I
It's
come up,
gross.
and then they mute me, and then they mute me again, and it was just like, okay, guys, like, and I kept trying to ask them because she was like, "Well, I didn't say it, I didn't say it." I'm like, "You sat here and condoned it the whole time." In the comments, I was sitting there going, "This is too far. This is literally the worst P3
That's
apologist shit
disgusting.
you guys have ever condoned." And she's just like, "What did I even say?" And I'm like, "Okay, fine. Let's do it once and for all. What is your stance? Do you think it's okay for men to induce lactation and put their fucking nipples in babies' mouths?" And none of them would answer the direct question. They kept pivoting and being like,
They're
"Oh,
disgusting. Disgusting. They don't even, women who are unable for some reason to breastfeed or choose not to breastfeed, they don't even recommend doing what they do with these men. So I don't even under like women who
yeah,
can't produce milk because my kids were premature, and they literally like told me what to eat. But they never what is it, I can't remember, it's a D word, the name of the DRUG that they take, that's not even FDA
oh,
approved for women who breast.
Dom
Jump.
Perdon."
Yeah, it's not even FDA approved for women who breastfeed, like
Hmm.
normal, healthy women who breastfeed. And why are they doing this? They don't recommend this. They tell you take fenugreek. You're smelling like a whole maple syrup. Like, they don't do this. Like, this is literally it's child abuse. It's
It
P3.
is.
It
It's
is.
it's literally using the most vulnerable, innocent, like needing of their mother's breast, needing of their mother's touch and closeness and love and connection. And her breast milk is absolutely tailored to her babies. If she's nursing two babies, it will change depending on the
Mhm.
baby, depending on the breast. Okay. For these fucking men, for these men to stomp onto our terrain in this manner and essay our babies, no, it's too far.
And people are cheering them on like this clown Alex.
Yeah, Alex, and then I guess Echo said it's fine. They're all saying it's fine. And then they're turning it on me and being like, "You're the one who's being
What did
weird."
Ellie say?
Uh, just condoning it, just totally condoning it.
Wow, that's very disgusting. There is no
They all
reason
were
that you
condoning
need
it.
that. A child doesn't need that. A child could have formula. Like they don't even recommend this for women. So
Yeah,
why are we doing this? So to validate a man's, but if sex has nothing to do with that, and pregnancy has nothing to do with being a woman, and trans man can get pregnant, it makes no sense. If you sit down, it literally makes no sense. And they're here just supporting child abuse and P3. Like,
yes, that's like, you don't, like, and the fact that they're now trying to make it sound like I'm being weird because I
no.
think men should not do this to babies. Like, listen to yourselves. If you're fucking streaming this or if you're listening to this, listen to yourselves. You're trying to flip it onto me as if I'm being weird, that I'm condemning men doing this to babies, okay? The baby is reaching for its mother's breast. And what does it find? It finds an autogynephile pervert using that baby. You sick fucking predators. You
There's
guys are all
There
disgusting.
are
nasty.
sources, adventures of the you're not honorable. No, men
What are my
cannot
sources? What's
breastfeed.
your source?
So what? So what are these
If we were to
people
evolve it, we would have done it already. Like we
What
would
are
have
these
evolved
people
it already.
talking about?
What's your source that you shouldn't kick puppies in the face? Where's your source?
Yeah. What is validating about this? And they need to sit and ask themselves that there's no need to do this. A child can use formula, and even the studies show that it's just literally slop. Whatever is protruding out of there is just slop. Why are you doing this to children? This is unethical. It's disgusting.
Enough is enough.
Absolutely disgusting.
Enough is really enough, ladies. Like, come on. This is just.
It's too much. That's what I was saying to Alex. I'm like, this is too much. This is too far. And that's why I'm like, honestly, I'm like,
We
I
don't
don't come
need
after people.
sources.
I don't attack people. I don't do call it lies. But this was too much for me. I had to call it out or like pull my hair out or something. Like I don't.
Alex is literally the only one who I've ever like legit say, "Hey, just shut up." Like at this point, like because I realized something is that if she lives in New Zealand and in New Zealand, she claims it's all happy and fine, but I see women from New Zealand like arguing and being afraid.
Oh,
She
Timu.
claims it's all
So
fine.
apparently, you guys haven't read the study that said that
Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away.
Excuse me,
Don't you
breast
dare
milk
sit
from a
here and
male.
justify the
No,
molestation
Breast
of innocent
milk.
babies.
No,
Don't
you
you
would
dare.
have done so when infants were dying with their mothers. You didn't evolve it then. However long we've been on this planet, you just can't. You would have already. If it's about like survival of the species, men would have evolved it already, like a long time ago. But they can't, so they didn't. Like, come on.
Yeah, I think we should make a list. And if Timu, you're now on the list where you condone child essay. So anyone who condones child, or not even child essay, this is baby essay, which is different because children are a little older and babies are babies. They should have their own category. You're condoning baby essay. You are condoning taking babies and using them for men's fetishes. So everybody who does that, everyone who condones that, just make yourself known. Okay,
Yeah.
just make yourself known that you condone child essays so we can like put you on a list. Okay. So, Timu,
Yeah.
you've done that.
Adventure.
So now I
Adventures
know where
of
you
the
stand.
Han, an Australian
Disgusting.
man. Yeah, you're a sick fuck. And you shouldn't be anywhere near children. Who needs a source to know that violating innocent, precious little babies? Who needs a source for that? Who
Where's
needs
your
a source for
source,
that?
Summer?
You're
Where's
sick,
your
sick in the
source?
head if you need a source for that. You
Fucking
creep.
disgusting. That you need a source
And also,
to know
I
that
went
that's
over
just
there.
not what you do.
I
Oh, are
went
they
over
still
there,
live?
Martha, and she's like, "Oh, she doesn't even know my stance. She doesn't even know my stance." And
I
I said, "Well,
tried to get it.
do you condone men breastfeeding children or not?" And she's like, "Oh, Martha, looks at gender from such a Western perspective and started
God.
talking about how other cultures breastfed babies." I'm
So
like,
what?
"You are fucked. Other cultures used
Girl.
to eat people too. Is that okay?"
Yeah, I
Like,
don't
what
care
is
what other
wrong
people's
with you?
cultures do. I don't base my present based on what people used to do. I base it on what we are living in right now. So I could give two shits. Like this culture and that person's spirituality. I can respect. You can respect your culture, but you can't put it in law. They just that girl's her brain is broken.
And you know what?
Mush.
Maybe in other cultures where like corn and the dehumanization and paraphilias weren't like nurtured into like humongous flames of paraphilias, like maybe there it could have been something more innocent. I don't know. I still don't think so. I don't think that men should do that at all. But in our culture, where Australia is saying that 1 in 6 men have a sexual interest in children, we're gonna safeguard the babies. Okay, we're gonna be like, no, we're not
Yeah.
gonna pretend this is innocent. We're not gonna pretend this is innocent, especially when every single man who's done it is in the fucking trans community also has OnlyFans accounts about their lactation fetish, also has nipple clamps on in a picture, also has HIV and decided he was fucking a woman when his wife was pregnant. Yeah, we're just gonna like not be like, let's just give them all the benefit of the doubt. How about we just safeguard children a lot more vigorously, a lot more like, nope, we're not gonna fuck around here. In order to give men who want to stick their nipples in babies' mouths and lactate into them some kind of benefit of the doubt. We're not going to be giving them the benefit of the doubt, okay? Fucking
You
disgusting.
just can't get what you want all the time whenever you demand it. That's just how it is. Especially when it comes to your, sexual desires. It's not happening. We're done now. We've been done.
Done beyond belief. I've been pretty cordial with Alex and I've been pretty cordial with a lot of them. I don't retaliate when they attack me. Echo will go live and attack me. I don't fucking even mess with him at all. But like when these people openly admit to being P3 apologist to baby essay, I just lost my mind. Like, I just couldn't stay silent. I was screaming in the comments at them. I actually screamed at them on their live. I was just like, you guys, this is too far now.
They don't
Too
care.
far for a long time. It's been too far, but this is beyond too far. Like, where does it go? How far does it go?
Now
Like,
they'll say mother's a gender identity. Dummies. And they'll just let these men do whatever they want with babies. This is disgusting. Literal
Adventures
baby.
of Han. You're the source for 1 in 6 men have a sexual interest in children. You're the source, bro.
I avoid
thanks for the
okay,
gallery.
I avoid echoes lives for like probably like a year and a half. Like when I got on this app and I started coming up on panels, I never paneled him. Like I just started to watch. I was like, oh, him blocked, immediate block, Brock, and those I just immediately blocked some of them. Like because these people I can tell from the jump.
Hey,
They're not okay.
Adventures, why don't you come up and tell me that you're one of the people who condones baby essay? Why don't you come up and tell me that? Do you want to come up instead of just say, we have to give you a source? What source would you like? Would you like their OnlyFans account where they talk about their lactation fetish? Would you like that source? Would you like the source of the picture of the man who actually has an infant sucking on his nipple, and then in another picture he has nipple clamps on for his fetish? Would you like those pictures? Would you like the source of the HIV positive man named Roxy, who decided he was a woman while his wife was pregnant and is using 3 world-class Canadian hospitals to help him essay a baby? Hey, those are some sources. How many men have done this? Not that many. And every single one that does, you can look into them and be like, this doesn't feel right. Oh, the fetishistic aspect of it is really coming through in pictures and behaviors and OnlyFans accounts. What source do you want? The fact that men have paraphilias?
Nominal Naomi dresses up in a cow suit and milks himself on OnlyFans and then goes and breastfeeds his baby.
Yep.
Like he's
Exactly.
a sick freak.
I'm gonna ruffle a feather here by saying this, but and this is really going to be getting into like the depths of AGP. So when we look at the like inherent behaviors of AGP and kind of like just broad spectrum, right? So deep down, what this is a paraphilia to varying degrees. Like, would you guys agree with me on that? Like,
Yeah, it's like a clustered
display
one.
it, right? Some display it very heavily, where it's like outright fetish, and oftentimes it's more covert, right? So there's no case in which an AGP isn't doing this, and it's not for like affirming their identity. You know what I mean? So even if you're not like nominal Naomi and you're, you know, dressing up like a cow for your OnlyFans account, at the end of the day, you are still doing this to try to prove that you're a quote woman. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
because
you
only
shouldn't
females
be
can like it. Right.
you shouldn't be using babies to affirm yourself
Exactly.
or to do your fetish. You shouldn't be using babies. You know that you know what breastfeeding is? Breastfeeding is not me using my baby. It is me giving to my baby. It is me
Right.
providing for my baby. It is not me asking something of my baby. Disgusting pervs.
This
Like, I'm
pervert
just
down the comments still going.
yeah, so you know, say it out loud, I guess. You condone a baby essay. You think that this is a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Redux, new case in line with what you're so another man's abusing a baby and we're just gonna like, you know, pretend that we're gonna give that man the benefit of the doubt, because where's your source? Where's your source that when men
No.
fetishize every single thing female, that it isn't just because they have a woman brain? Fucking gross. I'm going
About
into
that
the grocery store. I'll
breastfeeding
be right back.
nurse. What about that breastfeeding nurse in Australia that got fired from a job because she said no, men should not be breastfeeding babies?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like
well, where
we
was her
don't even have
source?
the power to speak out.
Yeah, it's
It's be our
too
job,
much.
like as
It's too
women.
much. Like there's no like more the rage of the perpetration against children because of this ideology. Like, I feel like we should, even the trans activists should at least rein in their ideology to a certain
Yeah.
degree. Like, it should be like, okay, we're gonna say that some men need to do this to alleviate their gender dysphoria, blah 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 blah. We're gonna say that. I don't agree, but they can say that. But can they at least condemn the AGPs and condemn like the child mutilation and sterilization and condemn like the essaying babies? Like, can we just get on the same page
Like there should
about
be a
some
limit.
basic stuff like that?
Like where's the limit? I don't understand where the limit is with them.
These men buy silicon babies to simulate a birth out of their butt. Like there's nothing these men will not like abuse. Like
What's actually crazy
can't.
is that like on it, like around where I live, you see so many like AGPs with fake babies in prams, pretending to breastfeed, pretending to bottle feed, and I'm like, how is busting? Like, it's actually
That's
scary.
anatomical age.
It's just not right, and they walk around so proudly, and I'm like, what
Like, just
are you
leave
on?
babies
Like,
out of your disgusting fetish.
literally, leave kids out of it.
Ugh.
That's what they do. They prey on the most vulnerable
Ugh.
society.
Like, can you just leave babies out of it?
Yeah, they need to be shamed for this.
So they're doing everything they can to call me out now and be like, we're gonna go over your tweets again. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Okay, well, go for it. But guess what? I'm not the one condoning essaying a baby. So, like,
I want
Doesn't
them to
matter what you
explain
say,
it.
Martha. They're actually condoning
Yeah.
the abuse of
I want
poor
them to
innocent little
explain it
babies.
though. I want them to explain it because even in their belief system, in their cult, child giving birth to a child is according to them trans men and cis women do. So why are they mimicking trans men? I don't understand. Like, isn't it disrespectful? Are you saying that trans men are still women? Like they make no sense, and they cannot say that this is something to validate a gender which is based on their social stereotypes when it's something that is based in biology and helps our offsprings. That's literally something that only an adult can do. And it's
they
just
fetishize everything female, like even menopause, periods, breastfeeding, birth, every single thing females can do, women can do, they fetishize it. Like, there's no, the frontier of womanhood, they will leave no stone unturned. Everything must be conquered. It's disgusting. And
it's
they
gonna
don't
be
just
unsustainable.
conquer it, they piss on it. They absolutely desecrate it with their male sexual fetishistic perverted spin on it all, because they're doing it to titillate themselves. They're doing it because the power of it, the conquering of it, the boundary violations of it all, it turns them on. Like, they're absolute perverts that need to be stopped. Like,
Have
and
you guys
I
seen?
could.
Sorry.
What's that?
Have you guys seen the
Go ahead.
AGP, the AGP to hijabi pipeline?
Oh yeah, I've seen some of that now too. Of course, that was only a matter of time.
Yep.
They're on here claiming like it's disgusting. Like, you can't in one breath say that women in Afghanistan are facing so much harm and then pretend that these white men on TikTok, like, you cannot do that. We're not stupid. You can't have white men on TikTok pretending to be hijabis and then saying, "Oh, but women in Afghanistan," and then when I ask them what type of social role are women in Afghanistan performing, or what do trans women in Afghanistan have gender dysphoria based upon not being able to be educated, not being stoned, being sold off into marriage as 9-year-olds, not being able to sing, not being able to talk, not being able to do anything. They can't see their bodies, so you can't say something like that. So what is the gender dysphoria of an Afghani trans woman? And they can't answer. They can't answer.
A lot of them get confused with is like, You cannot be a feminist and support the trans ideology. You're not supporting
No.
women's rights when you're supporting men pretending to be us, taking the piss out of us, entering our
And
spaces. Like, you
you
can't be a
can't protect
feminist
children
and
either.
say you
I
support
think
that.
people should go
Exactly.
over there, go over to Alex's live, tell her to come over here and make her stance once and for all, so we can know which list to put her down on.
She's a
Because she won't let
coward.
me talk. She won't let me talk on her live, so why doesn't she come over here and tell me what her stance is? And then Trunkle Pax too. Actually, we already know what Trunkle Pax wants to do. Like
She's a coward.
he's
She only
she's
sets up
she's
if
the
she's on Blue's
one who
Live with all those black men protecting her, and then so she could say whatever she wants. If they're not on there, she does not come up, and that's it. But if you go into her live, like she just mutes and drops you.
Look
Can I
at
just
you.
say
coward.
too, men
You
don't
the
have
old
the
Sarah
hormonal
Atwood.
fluctuation that so after you give birth and your body's preparing to produce milk, we have like
I know, and she I know, and
a
she keeps
lowering
pretending
of
she wants.
estrogen thing from it. Men don't have a sexual thing.
Also just leads back to their paraphilia.
Hmm.
These, ever since people are talking about, oh, post your source. The study that was actually done on trans
it, so I just don't entertain it.
Australia.
And yo, I wouldn't even entertain Alex. Like you in the thick of it, and she up there pretending with these men and telling, no, I wouldn't even entertain her.
Literally.
You're
Literally.
literally in the thick of it, and she coming to tell you how to talk. No, no.
So, yeah, I'm here, I'm supporting women's rights, and that's
Like
literally all that I'm up here for, so.
I
Yeah,
understand
no,
Martha and Poop because you guys are literally in the thick of it where you're seeing like like too much harm, and people coming here and it's like, well, you shouldn't really talk like that. Like, no, you're not living where they're living, and where they're living, like where you guys are living, women are literally being decimated as a sniping class. So
It's frightening here, and like a trans-identified male just unalived somebody here. Like I'm actually kind of afraid to do any more of my on the street activism and go hand out flyers or do anything that I do because it's getting so insane. You don't think these people realize? It's so frustrating. I'm so frustrated. I'm done.
well, the
It's
annoying
frustrating.
part
And, like,
is,
where I am, if you even say anything about it, like, you're just gonna cop it. And it's under our anti-discrimination laws that you can't misgender people. And it's like, well, it's not really misgendering them if I call them what they are. You know what I mean?
That's yeah. See,
That's
that
what
would be
Chunkle kept like threatening me with that. She was like, "You meet me anywhere," and you like basically saying that like she's gonna try to get me in trouble with like, the BC Human Rights Tribunal or something like for a hate crime or whatever. Like she's like, "You're not allowed to talk the way you do," and it's like, oh my god, like you fascist, you fucking totalitarian cult member that wants your cult enshrined in law, you sick twisted fuck. Like it's one thing to have your own like cult and you having the freedom to practice your cultish disgusting shit, but another thing to say that we all have to practice it too under law. Disgusting.
Yeah, misgendering laws are just blasphemy laws. That's all they are. It's a spiritual incantation. That's what it is. It's supposed to be like to make that person what you think they are. I'm saying that I do believe in your gendered spirit. You know, it is so. It's a religious ideology. That's what this is. Like
I don't believe in your cult. Sorry, I don't believe that you are the opposite sex because you're not. Like I don't participate in it. I don't believe in it. I do not subscribe.
How dare you?
No, but in Canada, it is becoming increasingly more like totalitarian, where you're not allowed to not believe in this ideology. Like I was just talking this morning about Amy Ham, who's a nurse here who has been dragged through the tribunals for 4 years now, and she did lose her job, and now she's going with a human rights complaint about being fired for her political beliefs. So this is a war in Canada. We haven't quite landed on exactly how we're going to do this because it's really hard to it's really hard to have this kind of ideology like law. Like it's easy to say you're not allowed to be homophobic, right? That's easy. You can say that and you can protect that in law. You can be like, don't be homophobic about people's sexual orientations. Don't fire them because they're gay or whatever. Like, don't do that. And that's easily protected. But you can't be like, pretend reality's not real or else. Like,
But even
much
language,
harder to do.
even language as a hate crime is a bad idea because it prevents discussion and so therefore it prevents solution. If we can't talk, we're just constantly dancing around what we're saying at all times. How do we ever tell the truth? How do we ever talk about things in a real way or find real solutions? And these people are wasting so much of resources, taxpayer money, destroying the medical, destroying healthcare.
the trust of the public in the medical
Martha,
society, like
real quick, Martha. Twiggy says that your account has her blocked, and she doesn't know why.
Oh, just because she kind of like joined in with the throwing me under the bus people. So I just blocked everybody who I saw in that world. I was just like, oh, you're doing that. So I just blocked everybody who was throwing me under the bus before. Does she want to be unblocked? I don't know how to do that though.
Yeah, she does. She said she doesn't know why, but I think this is the only account that she's blocked on.
Do you know how to unblock people? Is it in settings? Oh yeah, blocked accounts. I don't see her.
But I'm sure Twiggy's open for discussion.
That's weird.
Sometimes it doesn't show you all of them usually.
Yeah, like sometimes you have to wait until the live ends and go through your block list in general.
Yeah, because it only shows because I know I have more people than this blocked. So.
Oh, that sucks. Well, yeah, she said she didn't know why, and I said I would go and ask.
Unblock her by account. I'd have to end the live to do that. So.
Do you have a mod on here?
Lots of people are mods. I'll mod you.
Okay. Someone said, who was it? Someone said, maybe it was you, Poot, who said they had 50 mods on their account.
No, I had 30 plus. 30 plus.
Okay. That's. I didn't know that you could have that many.
Bro, I didn't either. I apparently hand out mod passes like candy.
That's what I do too. I just mod everybody. I'm like Oprah. You get a mod, and you get a mod.
Yeah. Me too.
The more mods, the merrier.
I'm a mod on my Charlie account. Don't mod this one though. I'll go back on my other one.
Okay. Well, that's all I wanted to say.
You don't want to say that essaying babies is wrong?
I do want to say other things, including that. I didn't even know who until I saw this up. I didn't know who Alex Ruby was. I never heard that name before. But I guess they're a big deal. But I do remember people talking about how there was more than one Alex. So maybe that's the other Alex.
That was
You
me.
haven't encountered Alex Ruby before?
No, so you've probably talked to Alex, but in the comments, Coffee. But the other Alex is on that profile. Her name is Ellie.
Yes, I know who that is. Yeah, I know that. I know Ellie.
We were on the
slash
same
Alex.
profile, and I was complaining, like I was saying how so the Alex I was talking about is this woman, Alex Ruby. Oh, she's a weirdo.
So that's
And
the other Alex.
Yeah, and the other Alex, which is Ellie, was like, "Oh, is it me?" No, it wasn't her. But now this is concerning me because she's a young woman who says she's a man.
Oh, does she? Is this Alex Ruby a trans man?
No, this Alex Ruby is just a woman living in New Zealand, and the Ellie, who's at the top of that panel, is the other Alex, who's usually
Okay.
in this panel. So you're usually there. So that's the
Yeah, I
Alex.
guess maybe I talked to them in the comments. I'm
Yeah.
also bad with names, especially goofy names like screen names or like usernames, but doesn't ring a bell.
Why can't they just answer though? Why can't they just answer the question?
I gave them so many chances. I was like, okay, fine. Because they kept trying to pivot. They kept trying to obscure everything and be like, what did I even say? And pick apart everything. I'm like, okay, fine. Let's clear it up. Let's end this once and for all. Do you think it's okay for men to do this to babies? And they would not answer.
Yeah, that's so bizarre.
Yeah,
And
they're
then
ashamed of
I
it.
was in there when I saw this up. I was like, what are they talking about? And they kept saying that, they kept implying that all they had said was that men are capable of lactating. And that was it. And
Yeah, she said that in response to defending it, which, again, I wasn't even that mad at that. I was like, okay, well, whatever. She spent the entire time being minimizing the possible harm and trying to flip it on me and being like, why are you sexualizing children? How am I sexualizing children by saying that men with lactation fetishes should not be accessing babies to use them for it? How is that
it's not sexualizing the infant to say that, they shouldn't be latching onto a male's nipple.
For
that
his
male is sexualizing the
gratification.
infant. They should never, ever, ever latch onto a male nipple ever for any. There is no scenario. There's none. So, like, I don't get, and like this lactating that they do, they're just leaking discharge. Like, it's not like they don't have developed milk ducts. They didn't grow real breasts. Like, estrogen does not make a man magically grow actual women's breasts.
And Timu totally condones it too, and saying, "Oh, studies show that it's just the same as women's milk."
No, they don't. Like one poorly done study about one man where they they looked at it, and they didn't even have a lot of it, but whatever they looked at, they said had the same composition of like protein and fat and something like this incredibly basic like test parameters. Like, there's protein in a lot of, bodily fluids. Like, that doesn't make it breast milk. Like, ugh.
Yeah, Timu just didn't even look at the study.
Yes, Jam, I did. They have like males are born with completely underdeveloped, like benign milk ducts. Like that's why they don't grow breasts like women do. Like,
they all need to be on a list. They all need to be on a condoning baby SA list. So we've got Echo on that list. We've got Alex on that list. We've got Trunklepax on that list. We've got Timu on that list. Who else? Who else thinks it's okay to literally condone men using babies for their own gratification? This is how indoctrinated out of your own humanity you are, where you are condoning the most evil shit imaginable. Like, there's gonna be a day when you're gonna wake up from it and be like, what the fuck was I condoning? I was condoning castrating boys. I was condoning cutting off the healthy breasts of children. I was condoning essaying babies. Like, is that what you, like, one day you guys need to wake up to what you're condoning. The shit that you're condoning and the people that you're hurting with what you say is normal and good, and you're normalizing what should never be normalized, ever.
Well, and what's funny is they won't actually come right out and say they're okay with it, because they know that it's disgusting. But but they don't want to. I don't know. Maybe they don't want to be like canceled by their community of crazy people. But they won't they won't even come out and say yes, men should breastfeed. Like, they won't actually say the words. They'll just dance around it and pivot and accuse you of being the one who's sexualizing someone, because they know it's gross. They know it. It's so aggravating.
Where this ideology came from, like all the people who were a part of building this ideology, and like WPATH, they had like this link to the Unix archive. They call that a gender. Unix is a gender.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like, I mean, it's so funny because like TRAs don't even claim eunuch as a gender, but WPATH just pop that on in there. Like,
yeah, no, they were like connected to the Unix archives, and if you went to the Unix archives, you would find that these men in there had stories written about harming boys, like actual.
It's just a fetish. Like, it's so clearly a fetish, because like there's not even a group of like TRAs who just get castrated and like are like I'm happy, like that's not even part of the overarching ideology, and they all just ignore that whole entry in the WPATH craziness and have no explanation for it.
Well, you know what's crazy? Guys, we're going to look back and see that TLC had a man who pretended to be a woman. So that was Marcy Bowers. Like, name a child on TV because the child liked pink things and dolls. And they literally did this on TV. And so, no bias, by the way, that this man who pretends to be a woman is the president of WPATH and is just experimenting on the child. Like, we're going to look back in horror. So I just don't, I don't get it.
and wanting kids.
Trans boy, born male, on, I think he was on the Time magazine cover, and he was like one of the first like trans children, I think, to grace the cover of Time magazine or whatever it was. And
Yeah.
then now he's decided he's not a trans woman, he's non-binary, and he is asexual. As a teenager, I think, I don't know how old he is now, but says that he has no romantic or any kind of feelings towards anybody or any of that as a result of puberty blockers.
Yeah, because he never sexually developed. Like, you need
Yeah.
puberty to, become sexually mature and, like, these feelings to develop. He's just like a perpetual, like, 11-year-old in a larger adult, mangled body. Poor boy.
I just find it annoying that this is coming from the same group that say that we can't pick and choose what people say, but then they can come out and say things like this, and then they face no repercussions of said actions. Like, it's just getting to a point where it's so annoying. It's like, at least own up to what you say, stand 10 toes down, and then admit you're wrong or you're right, instead of always trying to, like, sugarcoat it.
So, Black, whether you say that someone is request, I'll drop and the person can come up. I'll come back. I'll just mark from the comments in my Charlie account. But somebody wants to come up. Martha, are you there?
I don't see anybody in the request. but-
Well, I think because the panel is full, so I'll drop because I gotta help do something. But I'll mark from my Charlie account. Take a look.
Yeah, if anybody wants to tell me how much they condone baby SA, go for it.
It's so anti-human, like.
Whoever comes up, I want them to say, like, out loud, directly and clearly, I support males breastfeeding infants. Like, I want, if you're going to, if you're going to say that it's okay, say it with your full chest. And so this dancing around it, pretending you're not condoning something fucking awful, it's just cowardice.
Well, that's what I kept saying on the live. I was like, you're just cowards. Like, because they kept being like pivoting to other topics. Like, where's your proof in AGPs? Where's your proof? Where's your proof? I'm like, how am I supposed to prove that? Are these, let's say 100%. Let's say 100% of these men are AGPs.
All of these lovely supporters and you guys, why would you even think autogynephilia was bad? Since y'all, think it's okay for a male to do literally anything to affirm, and it couldn't possibly be a fetish. Like,
How did we get here? Like, where did society go so wrong to where we have to sit up on a panel and call people out for supporting men trying to breastfeed infants? Like, are you serious?
Like,
There's a meme, there's a meme that says, where we're at in 2025, P3 is bad, and then the woke people being like, source! Like, that's where we're at. We're at that place where they're just like, we're like, hey, essaying babies is bad. And they're like, where's your source on that? Men who cross-dress and men who mimic the female sex are mostly pervs. Source! My eyeballs, the fact that, like, everybody who I've interacted with, like, you can, or just go watch What is a Woman? Wrong Answers Only. There's a source. And that's not a source that's, like, academic. It's just you look with your eyeballs and you see a bunch of perverted, fetishistic men pretending to be women because it gets them off. Or I can send you a source of over 100 men jaying off in the women's bathroom who are pretending to be women. You want that as a source? Like, how many sources? Men have the tendency to be sexually driven. Men have perversions and paraphilias. Men are corn sick. We've got sources of 1 in 6 men have a sexual interest in children. 1 in 35 in the UK. We have a bunch of people were just caught in Alabama renting children out to grape them. Yeah, we've got a problem. Okay, we've got a big problem here, and we don't just give men the benefit of the doubt when they're cross-dressing and wanting to lactate into babies. Okay, we don't give them the benefit of the doubt when they want to do that. Not in this climate, not in this environment. Okay.
Well,
No.
and you know they don't really think they're women because of how obviously uncomfortable all of them are with the idea of a trans woman trying to breastfeed a baby. Like whenever it's brought up, it's palpable how uncomfortable they all are and how they know you can feel how they know that that's creepy and
Well,
weird.
I'd actually like to know how many of them are uncomfortable. Somebody just said that Alex is in Blues Live now. Would people be so kind as to go into Blues Live and ask Blue if she thinks it's okay to use babies in men's lactation fetishes? Because I'd like to know. I would like to know every single trans activist that is against this and everyone that's for it.
At
Because
the
I
end
can
of the
guarantee I
day,
don't think anyone on our side is for it.
at the end of the
Bro,
day,
in the
though,
90s,
Martha, at the end of the
people
day,
thought that we'd be in like flying cars, but no, we've got like whole ass men pretending to be women.
oh, we took like 50 steps back.
Like Space Odyssey, like 2001.
Literally.
What?
It's not even
We
that
were
we
meant
took
to be
steps
doing
back.
cool stuff, man.
We
And
didn't
here
even
we
take
are.
steps back. We took a parallel universe into perverted degeneracy land.
I mean, the
We like
evidence is
degraded
yeah,
humanity into like perverts.
look at corn. It's your evidence. Like, come on. There's your evidence. It's right there in our faces. We all know what's going on here.
And people are always condoning porn. They're like, oh, consenting adults. Oh, don't take things away from people. They want them. They want to use them. And then in the same breath, they're horrified by the children that were just discovered in an underground bunker in Alabama to be used and abused by adults who are corn sick, by the way. What the fuck do you idiots think drive these men to the point of this kind of paraphilia? Do you think it just happens? Do you think they just develop it without anything? Or do you think maybe corn dehumanizes women, normalizes incest fantasies, normalizes barely legal, puts braces on women who are whatever age to look as if they're 12, to try to make women look like little girls and put it in all your corn videos? Like, hello, you're
It normalizes
something-
violence.
Yeah.
Like
It normalizes violence.
It's like treating women terribly and degrading women. Like and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And it's gotten worse because they need it to be more and more extreme to get off. Like
Yeah.
where that like there's no good end. Like it's not like it's going. We're all just gonna go. Okay, it's gone far enough now, and it's just not gonna get any worse. It's
Well,
gonna
and now
keep
we have
getting
all this
fucking worse.
content. Like now we have this demand for real child content, real child abuse. Like this is, I don't think we've ever had this amount of demand for it. And it's because like men are sick, like they're sick, and women are getting sick too. There's like lots of women who are getting sick as well. But I saw a statistic today that said that 1 in 10 women are P3s. That leaves 9 out of 10 males. Like, so yes, it's not good. It's not good for anybody. And the fact that like corn is causing this drive towards bigger and or more sick paraphilias, and then they're like, oh, all these terrible things are happening to children. Well, yeah, because you're condoning the very shit that grooms society into pleasuring themselves about this shit.
Yeah.
And like,
Not having
stop giving
control.
men the benefit of the doubt. Stop giving men who want to stick their nipples in babies' mouths the benefit of the doubt. Like, don't. Because you know what you need to do?
Like what
You need to
reason
prioritize
could possibly-
baby safeguarding over being politically correct to men who want to do with their fetish. Like,
It's so absurd. Like what? It's like a cartoon. Like what good reason could any male ever possibly have to attempt to breastfeed a baby that isn't something creepy? Like what other fucking like? There's no other reason. There's none.
but then how does their brain do it? How does like is it that much brain rot? Like has the ideology like completely just taken them on a path where there's
Yeah,
no
well,
return.
it's why you know, like the Germans were willing to give up their, you know, their Jewish neighbors to the Nazis to be, you know, thrown into ovens. Like it, like ideology or like this fear of upsetting the cult, or you know, like people are malleable. Like people are easy to convince to believe ridiculous things and do terrible things.
And not
Yeah,
just that, we're cowards on top of that. And
Yeah.
right now, this ideology is normalizing not having control of your behavior, doing whatever you want for your own pleasure, while simultaneously teaching children to not trust instincts, have boundaries, or even listen to their intuition at all. This
Oh,
is
and tell girls that like
explode.
that having an OnlyFans is a great career path, and they should consider doing it. I mean, the moment they turn 18 to
It's
you know,
just like any other job. But
Yeah.
I swear to God, if I
Sex
saw
work
a
is
man,
worse.
if I saw a man breastfeeding a baby, I don't even know what I'd do. I have no idea what I would do. Like it would just be so. I guess I would just call the cops or something, and like
Call
of
the
course,
cops.
like nobody. They'd be like, oh, okay, well, you know, they're not doing anything illegal because you know this ideology is sacred. But I would still do something about it. I would have to be like, I'd make a big stink. I'd just be like, dude, the guy is abusing a baby in front of us. He's
I'd throw a
literally
fit
abusing
until
a
he
baby
gave
right now.
me the baby. I'd be like, give me that baby, and I would make a fucking, I would freak out, and because they're also cowards, you know. Like as soon as they
Yeah.
encounter somebody truly like you know, like coming at them, they give in. Especially if there's a man, like they're afraid of men, like actual men, like good men. They back down right away, like.
They know they're doing wrong things.
Yes,
They know that they're
they
doing
do.
bad things, and they can't believe they're getting away with it. They can't believe it. They're so excited that they're getting away with it. But
And
to
they'll
the
do it in
people who
public.
call them out, the people who call them out are the most dangerous to them because and that's why they attack us so vehemently, because they don't want other people to be convinced and to know, hey, this is fucked up. Like the amount that people still give men who are doing behaviors that are sus as hell the benefit of the doubt just shows that we've quite literally just have no more safeguarding for women and children in our society. Like it's just, this ideology has dismantled all of it. It's
It's
gone.
why it targets young people. It's why they're telling teenagers, people still in school, because they're the easiest people to convince of complete nonsense because they don't have any experience in the world. They don't understand how depraved men can be. Like you can convince a teenager of fucking anything. Like that's why they're the best cult members, you know?
Yeah.
anyone
They
who's
usually
vulnerable,
protected
like
from crazy ideas.
the amount of people I've met who have like some underlying mental health disorder or might be neurodivergent who are getting persuaded to join this ideology, it's crazy. These people need help. They don't want to go to their primary care physician and then be told that they were born in the wrong body when that's not even possible. Like it's absolutely crazy, and it's awful. It's awful.
I feel
It's
so
just
I want to know.
like
Somebody
I
needs to
don't
go
know what
into
I would
Blues
do.
Live. Somebody needs to go into Blues Live. Go up on the panel and just ask everybody. I'm sure they're just dissing the shit out of me. They're just doing whatever. But like all that aside, all that deflection aside, to try to point the finger away from themselves, I would like each one of whoever's up on that panel to say whether they condone or condemn this. Like I feel like this needs to be a line in the sand, and so does child transition. Like we need to at least get to a point, because there's so many people who are just friendly and they have Echo up and they hang out and whatever. It's like, come on, we need to be on one side or the other, at least of certain things. And child and baby essay, destroying children sexually, we need to be on the same page here. We need to, like, on AGPs, destroying children and essaying babies. Like, can we just get on that same page? And if we can't do that, I don't want anything to do with these people at all. Like,
No,
not
but
even.
the majority
I can't.
stop being cowards. Just the majority, if they could just stop being cowards for a minute, that'd be really great. You know,
Yeah.
because many of us have been out doing this with very small numbers and waiting for the majority to wake the hell up, and they're not.
I
They're being
had no
cowards.
idea everyone was such a coward. Like
Oh,
it's
they're on
really,
Echoes Live.
it's made me just lose so much like faith. I'm like, wow, I thought there were more. I mean, I guess that's why all the stories are about, they all like the things you hear, the movies you watch when you're young are about brave people. And you don't, and then, when I got to be an adult, I'm like, oh, the reason they're so common in the movies and the stories is because they're extremely rare. And most people are fucking cowards. Most
Yeah.
people will look the other way about anything. Like,
Yeah.
to
It's
preserve
just
their comfort, or to preserve their fucking friendship group or something. Like, it's
Yeah.
so pathetic.
I'm so disappointed. I mean, I've lost so much of like my hope for a lot of things. I'm just like, I just want out of society at this point. I don't have any faith left.
I have a
Everything.
tattoo on my arm, on my inner arm, that says "Be brave," and it's and I got it 10 years ago, before I ever got into talking about this, and so often I'm like, you are so right. That is such a great tattoo. Like, I am so smart. Like, it's just so applicable. Like, it's so important for people to like stand up for what's right, because most people won't.
Yeah.
The other
Well,
thing is, right, you're talking about the group that lacks accountability, but they're the same group that will come at you and they'll say everything about you under the sun, whether that be to your face, which rarely happens, by the way. They'll only wait until you truly leave to like talk their shit. But as soon as you join, like, yeah, you just get bombarded. So like that whole group, like, they lack accountability. They're not going to say like what you want them to hear, or they're not going to say anything at all.
well,
But
I just want to. I want to
spread
know where
left
they
and
all stand.
hard.
I want to know where each one of them stands, because I need to know this. Like, I just need to know that there are people within that group that condemn this, and if they all condone it, I'm completely done
By
with all
not
of them.
saying
Like,
anything.
Even if that was the case, Martha, like, what are the odds that like Alex didn't tell the whole story? Like,
yeah.
obviously, Alex is not
No,
going to.
she's just saying that all she said was that males can lactate. That's not all she said. And I was very distinctly calling out their condoning of men lactating into babies. That's what I was talking about. I wasn't just talking about that. And I asked her repeatedly, and she's like, and I don't even know why that's something to be mad about. Okay, if you don't know why that's something to be mad about, you are sick and twisted beyond belief. There should be, everything inside you should be screaming, no, absolutely not. But I have to go. It's family time. I'm parked in my driveway. I got to get in there and cook dinner for everybody. But thanks for coming up, and
Docs
let me
post.
know. Let me know,
Love you,
people.
Martha.
This is going to be a
Love
lot of
you, Martha.
backlash from me. So let me know if anything really bad happens, or if anyone's who's condoning and who's condemning. If people can let me know that, because I won't be on for a few hours. But anyway, good night, guys.
W for Martha's truth pills.